Greeting and welcome to another episode of Dissertation Diaries. Today is Sunday, November 3rd, 2019, making major headway. I got a lot done this week. Let me tell you about it. First of all, Monday, the 28th of October. I spent the evening and I came up with a plan to fix all of these single reference paragraphs I had. They were like 27, 28, 25, something like that. And as I mentioned in the last video, having a single reference in a paragraph in your literature review is a bad idea. So I came up with a plan. Wrote them all down on my to-do list, broke them down, came up with a plan to move forward. I read the APA reference example, chapter 7, to become better at APA references. That comes up later. Tuesday, the 29th, I went through and fixed all volume, issue, page, DOI references on 2 pages of my reference list. I found out that if you have page numbers that don't reset from issue to issue within a volume, that you don't need the issue number. Let me back up. I didn't know what a volume and an issue was. Journals are generally a volume that runs for each year. So there's a 2018 volume and a 2019 volume, 2017 volume. Within each of those volumes, there are several issues of the journal. And if the page number resets in subsequent issues, such as, for example, 2018 issue 1 starts on page 1, and 2018 issue 2 starts on page 2, or page 1, excuse me. If they reset the page numbers from issue to issue, then you need the issue number in your APA reference. However, if you don't have an issue that resets page numbers, in other words, suppose issue 1 ends at page 189 and issue 2 starts at page 190. If that happens, then you do not need the issue number. In fact, you shouldn't put it in there. I got dinged for that and I didn't understand what that was. By the way, the volume number is italicized, as is the journal name, and the volume number comes right after the journal name. The issue number is in parentheses and it is not italicized. I'm saddened that I know APA to this level, but it comes up, it's an issue. Ha ha ha, pun. At any rate, I also found out I should have DOIs on all the journal entry, all the references that I should, or that I have, that I can find. So I made it my mission to go through all the references and fix all the issues, remove them where they're not necessary, fix the page numbers. I had blind copied the APA entries from Google Scholar, and it's right some of the time. I blind copied them from the library software that we have, and it's right some of the time, not all the time. But I went through and hand edited them, all of them. I did 2 of them on the 29th. It was a pain. On the 30th, I went to make some minor networking changes and managed to take my internet offline. That was bad. The 31st was Halloween. I spent the evening on the phone with Google. I spent the morning on the phone with Comcast, the evening on the phone with Google to rebuild my network and get it working again. Got that taken care of on Halloween, in between handing out candy and entertaining guests. On the 1st, that was Thursday, I cleaned up 2 more pages with references and DOI. By the way, DOI is lowercase, and if you type it into Word, DOI colon, it'll capitalize the first D. Don't do that. I found a way around that. I had to copy them into a text editor to get rid of the terrible formatting that came through, because when I copied them out of web pages, the DOIs were often encoded as a hyperlink, and when you put them into Word, that messed everything up. So I put them into a text editor, paste and preserve formatting, or paste and match formatting. And then what I did was I did a substitute, replaced the https://doi.org/blah blah blah, replace that with DOI colon, and then when I copied and pasted that into Word, it didn't try to mess up the DOI. At any rate, I learned more about that than I wanted to. If you're going through this, you will as well. So on Friday, I cleaned up 2 more pages of references with a DOI. And I logged into our learning management system at school to see if I'm in a new class, and I'm not. I probably will be next week, but I'm not this week, which is good. Saturday, I finished all the DOI references, 6-8 pages of them on my reference list. Got all that squared up, went through everyone, looked online, chased them down. Some of the book references I'm not very confident in, but all the journal references, oh yeah. And some of them I couldn't find DOIs for. But I got the volume and issue thing all straightened out. Really happy about that. And I want to point out that for solving the single reference paragraph issues that I had, that the literature matrix, which I talked about earlier, was instrumental in helping create synthesis within the paragraphs. I could search for keywords, find other references that actually helped out with that. It's absolutely critical to do that. So the literature matrix, use that. And I fixed a single reference on 4 of them yesterday. That was yesterday. In addition to cleaning up the last 6 pages or so of references, I went through and I fixed 4 paragraphs. Today I went through and fixed 6 paragraphs. So I made headway there. I think I have 12 left I need to clean up, maybe 15. My plan for this week is to spend the evenings best I can cleaning up the single reference paragraphs. They're not perfect. I'm hopeful that they're good enough to move forward. Get those cleaned up. And then next weekend, again, just hit it all. Do 6 per day on Saturday and Sunday and get those finalized. By this time next week, I should have all the feedback handled from my committee and get that back into their hands. And hopefully I'll be starting a new class at that point. As always, like and subscribe. Hope this is useful for you. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments. I'll be sure and read them and answer whatever I can. Hope things are going well. Take care.